Hello, Sam here, editor of Oracle Time, and today I'm here with the most stunning take on Piaget's unique brand of ultra-slim watchmaking in years, the Polo Skeleton. Last year we had the vanilla Piaget Polo into our studio for a little video on the best alternatives to the Patek Philippe Nautilus. Link to that below if you're interested. I still stand by the aesthetic similarities between the two, but honestly, after getting hands-on with an earlier Polo, I have to say I love it in and of itself. It skews far closer to elegant than sporty, as you'd expect from its equestrian name, and its dimensions tend to be a lot more restrained than, say, Chopard's Alpine Eagle. Now though, Piaget are apt to avoid any and all comparisons to other watchmakers with the new Polo Skeleton. While the new watch has the same rounded square of a cushion-shaped 42mm stainless steel case and the signature large flat bezel and alternate brushed and polished surfaces, the Skeleton feels like a completely different animal. A good part of that is that while the diameter may be the same, the thickness is not. Piaget has always done great things with ultra-thin watches, and here they've made the most of their phenomenal 1/200 S1 caliber, a movement that measures just 2.4mm high. It means that the Polo, despite its sporty looks face-on, comes 6.4mm off the wrist. Of course, there's one thing that sets this Polo apart from previous models, and it's not its silhouette, it's the skeletonization. I've always been less of a fan of skeletonized watches, for the simple reason that I don't particularly like the back of my wrist. I'm not saying it's a crippling issue that stops me leaving the house, that's lockdown, but I'd much prefer to see a lovely dial than pasty white skin. Thankfully there's enough going on here that there's only hints of vitamin E deficiency. Plus, what is there is beautiful. The various bridges and moving components catch the light incredibly, the blue PVD having just enough luster to shine, but without making the watch unreadable. At the same time, the flat crystal looks almost digital, and the Polo has a similar two-dimensional feel to watchmakers like Ressence, or an OLED TV for that matter. I would say that like any skeleton watch, there's the pitfall of readability. The applied indexes do their best to stand out, but the hands do still get a little lost, particularly as they too are skeletonized. But then, that's all but an inevitability in this kind of watch, and I'd argue the overall look of the Polo Skeleton is well worth an extra half a second reading the time. On the wrist, it feels phenomenal. I'm sure some wearers will have an issue with the ultra-slim silhouette feeling a little fragile, but for me the overall proportions of the 42mm case stop it feeling like it's about to snap. I've always been a fan of Piaget's slimline altiplanos anyway, so this combination of sporty style with that same kind of elegance on the wrist is a win-win situation. The bracelet is particularly lovely, and as seems to be the trend for these kind of high-end sporty watches, comes with a quick change system. There are two versions of the watch, depending on if you love Piaget's signature blue or want something a little more subtle in the anthracite version. If you're thinking of a skeleton watch, subtlety probably isn't a priority. Either way, paired with the exceptionally comfortable bracelet and slim silhouette, you have a watch that proves the Polo is much more than just another sports-luxe contender. It's not even playing the same game anymore. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see us cover next. If you prefer your watch news a little bit more tangible, don't forget to subscribe to the Oracle Time print magazine, link below.